Hello, this is your Express briefing for Tuesday, September 10th. From the San Antonio Express News, I'm Joy Marie Scott. Become a subscriber and read more of these headlines at expressnews.com. Senator Ted Cruz and actress Alyssa Milano are meeting in Washington today to discuss gun control after sparring over the issue on Twitter. We're previewing the start of the Public Theater of San Antonio's new season, which debuts with Mary Poppins later this week. Expect partly cloudy skies and a high of 94. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. A group of conservative activists are using the new Save Chick-Fil-A law to sue San Antonio over its refusal to allow the fast food joint to open a location at the San Antonio airport. The lawsuit alleges the city and Atlanta-based concessionaire Paradis Lagardère were in violation of the law, and it seeks an injunction that would mandate that a Chick-fil-A open at the airport. Texas lawmakers enacted the bill in response to City Council dropping Chick-fil-A from its concessions contract because of its anti-LGBT record. The move drew ire from conservatives around the country and became a focal issue of the mayoral race. Convicted child killer Janine Jones will be tried on murder charges early next year after her attorney abruptly withdrew his motion for a competency trial. Jones, the pediatric nurse known as the Angel of Death for fatally injecting a Kerrville child with an overdose of a powerful drug in the 1980s, is accused of killing 5 babies. Relatives of those children sat together in the front row during Monday's proceedings. Judge Frank Castro set a November 1 deadline for pretrial motions and told the state and defense to be prepared for a January trial. The University of Texas at Austin's internal review concluded no additional students were improperly admitted. University President Gregory L. Fenves called for the investigation and review of the school's admissions process after longtime men's tennis coach Michael Center was arrested for accepting more than $100,000 in bribes to admit a student to the team, even though he had not played competitive tennis. The arrest was part of a national scheme that coordinated under-the-table recruitment in order to get students into elite universities. UT said it will implement recommendations to, quote, close the identified vulnerabilities in the student-athlete admissions process. The Texas Democratic Party plans to register hundreds of thousands more voters and put scores of workers on the ground to try to turn Texas blue for the first time in decades. The party says it could bring more than 130,000 new voters to the party in 2020 by engaging minority voters and those in big cities and registering new voters in the suburbs. Democrats also plan to send more than 1.5 million vote-by-mail applications to seniors and disabled voters. Republicans have dedicated $10 million to signing up more voters. Consider a subscription to the Express News, the voice of South Texas since 1885. Just 95 cents for the first month, a digital subscription helps support our work covering San Antonio and South Texas. You'll get access to all our stories on expressnews.com. Join us at expressnews.com/subscribe. And in other news to know today, South San ISD trustees will interview candidates and select replacements for 3 open board seats next week. Julian Castro's and Beto O'Rourke's presidential campaigns will cross paths in Texas this week. UTSA has added a new degree program for biomedical entrepreneurs. U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren has endorsed Laredo attorney Jessica Cisneros in her campaign against U.S. Representative Henry Cuellar. OCI Solar Power is accusing USAA Real Estate of planning to give the San Antonio power plant developer the boot from its downtown headquarters. Columnist Elaine Ayala writes about the death of her dog, Cuero, and how it's been cleansing to re-experience the grief of earlier losses. A judge restored a nationwide halt on the Trump administration's plan to prevent most migrants from seeking asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border. Senator Ted Cruz wants Republicans to smile more. The San Antonio Missions had a successful year on the field, but the team's AAA season left questions about attendance, revenue, and facilities. And now the fun stuff. Food writer Chuck Blount lays out the seasonings that will step up your barbecue game. The San Antonio area is well represented with a lineup of locally made seasoning mixes to use for beef, chicken, and pork recipes. There are all sorts of edible goodies available at the Pearl Farmers Market in San Antonio, and the Chef Cooperatives is ready to show patrons what to do with them in the kitchen. The nonprofit group, made up of an assortment of food and drink professionals, launched a weekly Sunday demo booth at the market last week. And Big Texas Comic-Con has completed its celebrity lineup for its star-studded event coming to San Antonio later this month. Renee Guzman has the details at expressnews.com/entertainment. And visit Express News for the full story on all of these headlines and more. And that's your Express Briefing for Tuesday, September 10th. Get San Antonio's top news headlines daily. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And for the San Antonio Express News, I'm Joy Marie Scott.